pulled himself out of the pipeline, only to freeze in shock at what he saw. The prison wasn't built inside a canyon like he thought. It was actually on a massive cargo ship, surrounded by armed guards everywhere. With no escape in sight, he had no choice but to crawl back into the pipe. By that time, seawater was already flooding the isolation chamber. The warden quickly gave the order, move all the inmates immediately. Meanwhile, the man was still struggling to climb back into the chamber. He had to return before the guards showed up. After overcoming all kinds of obstacles, he barely made it back in time. But when the warden came to inspect, he spotted a few loose nails. One guard assumed the water current had knocked them out, but the warden wasn't convinced. Later, back in his office, the warden made a strange phone call. Turns out, the real mastermind was the man's former boss, who had set him up to be locked away forever, all to steal his fortune. The warden, on the other hand, was motivated by fame. Since the man was a legendary escape artist, keeping him locked up would make this prison seem like the most secure in the world. To stop another escape attempt, the guards began wearing him down. Night after night, they would bang on his glass cell or yank him out of bed over and over again. The torture was relentless. The man was exhausted but stayed determined. He and his friend kept planning their next escape. One day, he decided to try again. He asked his friend to sneak in a pen, then said he'd also need someone's glasses. By the next day, they had all the tools. Using them, the man built a sextant, a device to figure out their location. Just then, a guard noticed they were up to something and arrested the man, but his friend hid the sextant just in time. Since they couldn't find any evidence, the man was eventually let go. Now they had the measuring tool, but someone needed to go on deck to use it. They chose Brown, a prisoner who had clashed with the man in the past. Because of their past fight, the warden wouldn't suspect they were working together. Plus, Brown was religious and had permission to go on deck to pray. That way, he could use the sextant to get their coordinates. By using the sextant and observing the way the toilet water spun, the man figured out they were somewhere off the coast of Morocco, in the northern hemisphere. Now that they knew their location, the next step was to send a signal for help. He managed to get the prison doctor on their side. Together, they wrote a fake message meant to trick the warden. They tapped out a Morse code message on the glass, claiming a riot was about to erupt in cell block C. The warden panicked and sent most of his guards to C block. That left block B with barely any guards, which was exactly what they needed. At that moment, they sprang into action. Meanwhile, the doctor sent out their rescue signal, but the warden soon realized he had been tricked.